Good afternoon, everybody. This is Dr. S. Naeem Banu, Assistant Professor of Political Science, Indira Priyadarshini Government Degree College, Nampalli, Hyderabad. Today, I am going to cover the most controversial topic of Indian polity, nation integration. As we know that India is the land of diversified cultures, diversified religions, diversified castes, diversified traditions. In fact, India is the birthplace of several religions of the world. So the topic of nation integration plays an important role in determining the unity and integrity of the country. Before going to know what are the hurdles that come on the way of achieving nation integration, it is important to know what is the meaning of nation integration first. Nation integration is the bond or togetherness between the people regardless of their caste, creed, religion, gender, etc. It is the feeling of oneness or brotherhood, social unity under the communities and society in a country. It in fact helps to keep the country unified and strong from within despite the diversities exist. So the importance of nation integration can be from the fact that nation which remains integrated will always be progressive and always on the track of development and prosperity. It is in fact the awareness of the common identity among the citizens of a country. Nation integration means that although we belong to different castes, religions, regions and speak different languages, but we should recognize ourselves as we are all one. In fact, I want to say that nation integration is not just a national feeling, but the spirit which brings the people of all dialectics and beliefs together in a similar endeavor. Coming to know the definitions uh, put forwarded by different philosophers, let me start with Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, the first Vice President of Independent India. According to him, nation integration cannot be made by bricks or mortar, mold or hammer, but it quietly grows in people's minds through education. It means that it is the education which definitely brings nation integration, means feeling of unity among the people rather than by force. Coming to know the view of Myron Wiener, who defines nation integration implies the avoidance of divisive movements that will balance the presence of attitudes in the nation and the society that distinguishes national and public interest from that of parochial interest. It means nation interest, national integration implies the fact that putting aside all the hurdles that come in giving importance to public important interest rather than the private interest. H.A. Ghani defines nation interest is a socio-psychological and educational process through which a feeling of unity and harmony develops in the hearts of the people and a sense of common citizenship and feeling of loyalty to the nation is fostered among them. It means that nation integration is not a static one, it is a continuous process and that too socio-psychological and educational process. It means where the social elements, psychological elements and education elements matters for developing the feeling of unity and harmony among the people. So based on the definitions given by different authors, we can sum up the fact that the concept of national integration includes political, economic, social, cultural and psychological dimensions and that interrelationship between them means we cannot develop national integration in one content. Either we take it as political or economic or social. For developing nation integration, we need all the dimensions. Means we have to look the same content from the point of view of political, from economic point of view, from social point of view, from cultural and psychological point of view. It means that nation integration is not one dimension, it is multi-dimensional aspects, and where all these dimensions are interrelated with each other. Coming to know the aims of nation integration, it is the nation integration which aims at providing a better environment for the people of a country where they develop themselves in all aspects. It in fact helps to bind the multiracial and multilingual country like India, which has the people with a diverse culture and tradition. It also implies the union of brotherhood among the communities, societies, and the people so as to live happily. So it also helps in keeping the stability of the country and adds up to its whole development. In fact, it supports to nurture the communal harmony and fights casteism, regionalism, communalism, and lingualism, etc. National integration improves the feeling of loyalty and fraternity towards the nation. It unites the people in case of any national emergency. So in this way, national integration plays an important role not only in common times, means ordinary times, but also plays an effective role during national emergencies. National integration also plays a dynamic role in making the country as one. This happens only by uniting every section of society. It provides in fact unequal opportunities to each citizen, and where it offers equal platform in terms of socio, cultural and economic development of the country. So in this way we can say that national integration helps to unite the minorities as well and gives them the freedom to live their life in their own way without any kind of interference. Thus, national integration is also essential for a country's development, because the country with national unity will always flourish and develop, what we can observe in the international scenario. Coming to know the advantages of national integration. So, national integration plays a significant role in political, economic, cultural and social dimensions of the country. It helps the country in following ways, like it promotes the social harmony, unites the nation, increases the economic growth, and it also promotes loyalty of the people towards the nation. In what way it is going to promote social harmony means it makes the people of a country be present in harmony. This works only by strengthening the social bond between them. It endorses brotherhood, peace and tolerance among them. It sometimes unites the nation. Nation integration helps to unite the people of different race, class, color, sex, creed, thoughts, and makes the country as a single entity. It strengthens the country and makes it powerful on the international platform. It also sometimes develops economic growth. It is well known fact that the country has less internal matters and problems, they will always be prosperous and develop. The country which is united will always have few problems as compared to the country which is socially unstable. So in this way, national integration also play an important role in developing the economic growth. Lastly, it also promotes loyalty among the citizens towards the nation. It endorses the loyalty of the citizens for the country by helping the people to join hands and stands for the advancement of the country, forgetting their petty issues. A country like diversified where different religions, different caste, different languages definitely become hurdle in the individual development, but it is the nation integration where the people are going to think in terms of the nation rather than in terms of the race to which they belong, the community to which they belong, the religion to which they follow. Instead of thus, they totally become loyal to the nation only through. So, after knowing the importance of national integration, in fact, the significance, let us have a glance of national integration in India. As we know, the fact that India is a sovereign, democratic, socialist republic, here all the people, irrespective of the language they speak, the religion they follow, the caste they believe, etc., have equal rights and duties without any kind of discrimination. India is a multiracial, multi-religious country. It is a secular country where all the religious people worship their beliefs without any hindrance. Geographically and linguistically, India is a vast country and it is unity in diversity, and Indian people in different states and regions have diversified culture, traditions, they eat different kinds of food, they wear different kinds of clothes, they speak different languages, following different castes, observe different religious practices, still they are all Indians. But certain amount of communal feelings that has broken out in form of communal riots that have been taken place in different parts of the country. Almost all the innocent people are incited by the political leaders, and these leaders are religious bigots to indulge the acts of violence and resort to murder, etc. So the result is untold loss of life and property, mostly of innocent people who are the victims of these kinds of incidents. So an awakening and love for the country should be brought among the different communities of the people, and this is possible only through nation integration. Coming to know the historical background of nation integration in India, there was never a problem of nation integration in ancient times. Why? Because from time to time, some people or ethnic communities have been coming to India from outside. Their language gradually merged with the existing languages of India. Their cultures, their customs, their way of life have been merged in Indian society. This process also enriched the society and culture in India. When we talk about Indian culture, it definitely not means the culture of any one cult or community or particular, what I want to say, the culture, but the culture of the whole India. In order to strengthen the national integration in ancient times, many have taken the task of uh, developing the tendency to travel among Indians. Means since ancient times, people have been coming from one place to another place in the country or the other places with devotion. So in this way we can say that there was no problem of national integration in ancient times. The whole country was tied in the thread of unity during ancient times. In fact, it was in 19th century for the first time the first step has been taken in the direction of thinking towards developing the trend of segregation in the country. Some people promote them for personal interest in our society. Sometimes people become more emotional in matters of their religion, their caste, their language and their region rather than the nation. This creates a situation of tension or conflict in the society, and that has threatens to the integrity of the nation. So, in fact, I want to say one thing, that our national heroes play an important role, made in fact several steps or efforts from time to time to keep India united and integrated. The Indian Constitution in fact incorporated several ideals and principles that strengthen the unity of India. These are essential. These principles are very essential for unity and integrity of India, like democracy, fundamental rights, fundamental duties, the unified justice system, secularism, common national economic emblems, national festivals, national anthems, etc. Though the efforts that has been taken up by the uh, founding fathers of Indian Constitution by laying down such principles, but there have been several obstacles that come on the way of achieving national integration. Now let us discuss how these obstacles came into effect. A country like India, which has a varied society and has a larger population, so it is very difficult task of developing the feeling of nation integration among the people. There is a great difference in the population of different religions, different caste which exist in India. Followers of appropriate caste and religion consider themselves superior to those who believe in other religions and castes. These biases are so ugly and narrow that the people are unable to think of national interest or national integration. The first and the foremost hurdle or obstacle in the way of national integration is communalism, which is regarded as one of the great obstacles. There are many communities, tribal groups, parties in India trying to their best to snatch the fruits of independence for satisfying their selfish desires, ignoring the interest of society as a whole. As a result of which every one means every time we have been seen that communal rights have been taken place in different parts of the country. This is the major obstacle for national unity. In our country, people follow different religions like Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, etc. Generally, all the citizens live together in harmony. Sometimes the accumulated interest creates feelings of mutual enmity and hatred, leading to communal clashes. We need to rein in the communal divide to keep the national unity unharmed. Casteism. In ancient times, Indian society was divided into number of castes, subcastes, based on the birth. The people of high caste develop a feeling of superiority towards the low caste. This causes bitterness among the people. It becomes very difficult to develop a sense of oneness among the people by overlooking the caste. In fact, this casteism has not remained as a part of society but has become the part of politics. Caste based politics have been showing uh, an adverse effect on Indian society. Not only on the society but also it has been taking the lives of innocent students in the colleges and universities, where due to the domination of high caste on the low caste students, most of the students belonging to low caste have been committing suicides. So in this way, what I am trying to say, caste politics has become common in. So in this way, regionalism has its adverse effect on regional feelings. So what I am trying to say, that regionalism has become one of the hurdle for national integration. So next, linguism. Linguism means loving our own language at the cost of other language. As we know that India is a land of many languages. In India, more than 250 languages and dialects are spoken, and 22 languages have been notified as national languages. Means they got the status of official languages in the Indian Constitution. This variety of language is an indication of cultural enrichment, but it is the matter of regret also that a number of linguistic conflicts exist in our country. People have developed a tendency of unwillingness to grant to other languages the same rights as they claim for their own. So quarrel or conflict over the languages will definitely disintegrate India. In a vast country like India, the national language should be spoken and understood in all regions. But due to narrow regional views, Hindi and any other language has not been yet included as the means of communication by all the people of the country. So politics and linguistic distinctiveness is not letting the people rise above their partisan differences over the languages. So in this way, language also play an important role as a hurdle for getting or reaching national integration. Religious prejudices. Every community is free to develop its religion, but not at the cost of other religion. That is what secular meaning of India. India is a secular country, but still there are sudden outbreaks of violence in the name of religion. Our people do not have sufficient knowledge about the different religions and ways of life of others. So they become suspicious of other religions and hate them, which creates an obstacle on the way of getting nation integration. This is a major obstacle to nation unity and integrity. In our country, people follow different religions. Okay, sometimes the accumulated interest create feelings of mutual enmity and leading to communal clashes. So in this way, regional religious prejudices also play an important role as an obstacle. Economic conditions. Economic conditions affect national integration. At one end are those millions who suffer from poverty, on the other end, those who maintain a life of economic sufficiency. So the provision of employment opportunities to those young men shall prove helpful to the national integration. So there is a great social and economic diversity in our country. Some people in the country are rich while most are the poor. So in this way, we can say that it become very toughest tasks on the part of the poor so as to develop nation and feeling of nation unity and integrity among them. So, though the fact that the constitution making fathers have adopted the equality, economic equality means socialistic principles in Indian constitution, but totally failed to provide economic equality among the people. Economic asymmetry is major problem in national integration and national unity of the country. Then, after knowing the problems or the hurdles which come in the way of national integration, we have to discuss how to promote national integration, means how to get rid of all these obstacles which are coming on the way of achieving national integration. It is very important to know. So as everybody knows that national integration demonstrates a crucial part in the development of a country, so it becomes important to develop the feeling of national integrity among the citizens. Therefore, focus on all sections of society and making them financially independent will promote national integration. So the government of India should always give importance to develop equal development. Equal development, like what I want to give one reference of Modi government, सबका साथ सबका विकास सबका साथ means it means that the development of all and development for all sections of society is very important. So what I'm trying to say that here the focus should be given on all those people who are financially dependent and making them financially independent, so that they will concentrate more on the national integration rather than on their personal egoistic prejudices. So next, this means national integration will help to promote economic integrity. This is one of the most important factors in promoting national integration. So economic integrity is very important fact, which is as what I want to say that there is a relation between political integrity and economic integrity. Without achieving economic integrity, it is very difficult to achieve political integrity, and that is the reason why the government should concentrate more on promoting economic aspects of the country. Tolerance and respect for one other caste and religion also support to promote national integrity. This is very important. So for the promotion of national integration, we have to inculcate the principles like toleration and respect for each other, caste and religion, so that it will definitely help in promoting national integrity. For developing that kind of thinking among the people, it is important that education should be used as a weapon. So education, social and cultural unity, equality among the people also helps to teach the feeling of national integration. So intercaste and interreligious marriages should be encouraged. This is what Dr. B.R. Ambedkar has already propounded, that intercaste marriages should be encouraged, interreligious marriages should be encouraged. Then only people came to know one another's religious rituals, and they are able to respect each other's, what I want to say, each other's culture. People should be encouraged to celebrate together festivals which are sacred to all religions. So the government should encourage the people so as to celebrate all kinds of festivals equally. So ancient monuments where the temples are must use should be considered national monuments. So ancient monuments should be considered as, and in fact preserved in form of national monuments. Students should be given patriotic lectures in the colleges, schools, universities, and in fact the college curriculum should include lives of great national leaders. So it is very important that the curriculum of at the school level should include the national heroes' lives and biographies, so that is going to inculcate the feeling of patriotism among the people. The practice of pilgrimage, fairs, etc. were members of committees. Participation should be encouraged. So whenever the what I want to say, that the fairs have been conducted, and the celebrations of festivals have been taken place, that everybody has to participate. This kind of thinking should be encouraged among the people. In fact, it is the duty of every person as a citizen to oppose all the forces and ideas that weakens the national unity and integrity. So this is very important. uh, what I want to say, the duty or responsibility on the side of individual so as to uh, what oppose all those kinds of forces and ideas that weakens the national unity. And so in this way, by following these methods, we can definitely get the what I want to say, the achievement of national integration. Why? Because national integration has several positive sides rather than the negative sides. More positives rather than the negatives of national integration. For example, the positive side of national integration is that it increases the feeling of brotherhood, which is the need of the day. Why? Because in a country like India, where most of the people belonging to different communities, different races, different caste, color, are always involving themselves in fighting, quarreling, conflicts with each other. So, if all are bringing in one thread of unity, that is only way of avoiding all kinds of conflicts, or what I want to say, the source of enmity among the people. So, national integration reduces the differences between the religions, regions, race, and culture. So if we want to bring all the people, religious, different communities, people, different regions, people, different cultures, people, different race, people at one platform, and that platform definitely be the national integration, where the people are going to think about the nation rather than the religion to which they belong, rather than thinking about the region to which they reside, okay, rather than the culture to which they are practicing. It is important that they should be think whatever the activity they are going to do, either individual activity or collective activity, they should think in terms of nation rather than the selfish individuality. So it is the national integration which reduces the crime rates, murders, massacres and riots. So The national integration is the only weapon which is going to stop the murders, massacres and communal riots especially. Why? Because India, even though after getting 74 years of India's independence, but uh, have been in the task of getting only remained as a developing country rather than developed country because of the diversified thinkings, diversified knowledge, means because of lack of maturity towards understanding the other languages, other understanding other religions, caste, etc. So it is the national integration, the concept, the feeling of national integration, which is going to reduce the murders, massacres, and riots, and bring harmony among the different kinds of people in the country. In fact, it is a national integration which supports the development of the nation. So national integration always, if everybody are going to think in terms of nation rather than in terms of the religion, language, region, etc., then the nation will automatically develop. So last but not the least, which is very important for the development of any nation, is it increases the unity among the people. So unity is very important because of the lack of maturity among the people or politicians who are provoking the people for dividing, and that's why India have been divided till even India got independent. It was having only 16 states, now 28 states. This happened because of language, because of development, because of regional feelings. That is wrong. Might be they have forget the fact that unity, be strong, means divided we fall. This is very important, everybody has to understand. So it is the national integration concept which is going to develop the concepts of feeling of brotherhood, avoiding the differences among themselves, limit the, means in fact decreases the crime rate, support the development of the nation, last increase the feeling of unity among the people. So in conclusion, what I want to say, that nation integration is very significant for a country because it is seen many times in the history of mankind that the integrity of the nation fell in danger. It had confronted major challenges from within and also become the victim of foreign assaults. Hence, national integration play a significant role in making a nation united and keeping it alive in history with sustained development. So, in this way, now we have to develop the concept of thinking in terms of the nation rather than thinking in terms of selfish consideration. Thank you for giving the opportunity to talk few words about the national integration.